pretty big crowd, so.
Okay.
Oh, try to get them all in here.
Everybody come on, squeeze in. That's about it? Everybody?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so welcome to the blacksmith shop. So before I tell you a story that happened here a long time ago, how many people know that blacksmith have, throughout the ages, has been tied with magic, and that blacksmiths have been tied with fighting evil spirits? Yes, all the way through the Middle Ages, even some of the Appalachian folklore is about blacksmiths fighting evil. So, what a lot of people don't know is this forge, a long time ago, belonged to a man named Mr. Oliver, and he was the village blacksmith here. And Mr. Oliver kind of was a mysterious person. Not a lot that we know about him. The few things we do know about him is this was his actual forge and this was his actual anvil. We've kept these here just as to honor his spirit. And we do know that he was a very kind man and he worked very hard. People needed him to make things, people needed him to repair things, and all through the night you would hear him working because he was tireless. He would work all night just to help the people in his town. So about this time, Halloween, he was working at the forge when he heard a knock at the door. And he went to the door, and he opened it, and there were kids in town dressed in their trick-or-treat costumes, and asked them for candy. So he went and gave them some candy, and they started leaving. He goes, no, 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 don't leave just yet. He says, I have some magic pumpkins that I forged for you. Now, are they really magic pumpkins or not? I don't know, I wasn't here. But I do know that when we were cleaning out the forge one time, we found a bottle called magic powder. Was it really magic powder? We don't know. But the legend goes that if he was working on something in the fire and he added the magic powder to it, it would give it some mystical properties. Now, we still have some samples of the original formula, so let's just see what happens. So it must do something, I don't know. But anyway, he gave them the pumpkins and he said, take the pumpkins, put a candle in them when you get home, set them on your porch and light the candles and go to bed. The children left and off they went, and they had so much fun. They were laughing and just having a good time. And when they got home, they remembered Mr. Oliver's words to put the pumpkin on the porch and put a candle in it. And they went to bed. Well, all their laughing and merriment, the evil Halloween spirits heard all that, and they didn't like it one bit. And they all come into town, and they went to each child's house. And they went to the door, and they couldn't get in. And they went to the windows, and they couldn't get in. They flew up and tried to go into the chimneys, and they couldn't get in. All because the magic pumpkins were keeping them at bay. Finally, when the sun rose, they gave up and left, and they never came back. Now the children woke up and they saw their pumpkins and they saw they were still there and they saw the candles were still lit. And they forgot one thing. They forgot that they were going to tell Mr. Oliver, thank you. So they got together and they all came back to the porch, and when they got here, the doors were open. Mr. Oliver's fire was lit and his hammer was on the candle. But he wasn't around. And nobody had ever seen him after that night. Now, did he move and go out west? Were the magic pumpkins he gave the children perhaps what he had to protect himself from the evil spirits of Halloween? Or was it his mission to give those pumpkins to the children to protect them? It's up to you to decide because we don't know. So thank you for listening to our story.
Thank you.
And if we got any little trick-or-treaters, Miss Susan behind you has some candy. And when y'all do go out this door, do be careful because there is a step down.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.